Namaste. Namaste. What's going on, people? Peace and blessings and welcome on this day of Jupiter. Shalom. What's up? It is almost the end of the week, almost the weekend, almost Friday. All right, so don't forget to come in, some incense, kick your feet up, sit back and relax. And don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. What's going on, my people, my people? Give me now to can't start chat. The chat room. I don't know why it's not showing it. What's going on, Donna Dash? What's up, Sage Mage? Sage Mage. Sage Mage. What's going on, people? Today is Thursday. Today is the day of Jupiter. I was about to, for some reason, I keep wanting to say Mars, but this isn't Tuesday. This is Tuesday. What's going on, MP? What's up? Peace, love, and power, brother Kunami. What is going on? Is everyone? Can't see my own chat room. What's up with that? All right, I think I do it if I go in this way. There you go. Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully, on a week and a daily are doing okay. What's going on, Sister Anubis? Am I sounding robotic? Ah, damn. Is it still sounding robotic, y'all? Let me know. Break. Give me 1 second while I try to clear this. See what's going on here. Look like my connection is fine. I'm good now? Okay. Okay. It's supposed to be. Okay. What happened that Clark always always. There's certain money demons or spirits that always deliver. Clark's one of them. You know, for me. A lot of times you got to know these spirits, especially the demons. You got to know what offerings to give them. You know, I know all she does in blood. That's all she does, and she gets all the results. Good day, Latanya's views. Peace and blessings, Sister Moonfeather. Namaste. Let me say, Sister Moonfeather had a great live last night. Great live. It was her very first one, and she did excellent, in my opinion. So show her some support. Go to her channel, subscribe, and encourage her to do more. Okay? Sister Moonfeather. uh, um, how does it all begin, y'all? Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this.
It's a lonely path. It's a lonely path when we're dealing with this type of stuff. Also. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. What if I was to tell you, brother? I have a big family, man. A big family. I'm the only one that's in my family that's conscious, brother.
Well, it's interesting here.
That?
It's interesting here.
I come to my family and tell them about, there's never been a Jesus, there's never been a Moses, actually. And I try to get them to come back into ancient Kemet, and they don't want to hear nothing about that. I have to argue with them.
Well, you're not alone. Most of the people I talk to who have big families, usually it's one, maybe one more, maybe two to a family. And I know exactly what you're coming from. The spirit world, because when I tapped into the spirit realm, these are the type of questions I used to ask them. Why is this so? And the spirit realm used to answer to me and say, well, it's almost like, when someone dies, let's say if a person dies in California, you're on the East Coast, we have this thing where we'll send one family member out to be a representative. And everybody realizes that's the representative of the family. Well, it's the same thing when it comes. If you know that many, but the immediate family of them. So therefore, in so many words, I'm looking at this thing and shaping up. It's all in divine order. They don't really have to be. They just need one person. You per family. So therefore, you encapsulate consciousness. You're big, and like you saying, you're the only one. And I think you're gonna have to look at it that particular way, because otherwise, it's like a sister from Chicago said. This sister in during Christmas, it was like a day after New Year's, and I said, yeah, what happened? She said, I went home for Christmas. And she said, what? She said, oh God, I had to literally suspend my consciousness for 2 weeks and put it in a box just to deal with them. I had to go back and be this old person I used to be, suspend my consciousness, because I can't never discuss it. I can't talk about it, and just become this mind drone dead person sitting around the table talking about the average current events. What is Kobe Bryant doing? What is Michael Jordan doing? You know what I'm saying? And who died? And all of this type thing. But she said she could not talk consciously at all, and she was able, and she said it was extremely draining.
That's right.
So we know about that type of thing where you have to suspend your consciousness around people.
And let me say that he's absolutely correct. This lecture is old. It's called, and you're welcome, Sister Moon Feather. Now, more. I'm the only one who's not just, I'm not the only one who's actually just what you call conscious. One practices magic. I'm the only one who does that. But he said 2 weeks in his example. And for me, it's 3 days every single time. I can only stay in Philadelphia for 3 days. You know what I mean? The third day, I'm ready to come back to Texas. That one is called Inside the Gay Boule. That lecture by Bobby Hemmett. They never say who the woman who is sitting with him, who she is. I have my suspicions about who she is, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I mean, that's neither here nor there. But they never say who that woman is that's sitting with him inside the gay boule. That's one of his not well-known lectures, But the point is one per family, like I said, one conscious person per family, right? But my point is, where does it all end? just actually being an like common sense adult, a functional adult, because these kids, these children out here are so lost, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? Remember that old saying, it all begins at home? Even sure that's where it begins. Where actually does it begin? Okay. Because a lot of these children are learning things at home. Remember, I gave y'all an example of this woman a young woman, maybe 22, that I was helping at the last corporate job I had. And she turned on me for no reason at all. They are learning this. Why are young sisters looking at men as enemies? If they're young, they're learning it from somewhere. You get what I'm saying? The other day at the bowling alley, you're not going to believe this. I mean, you're probably going to believe it, but attention is a hell of a drug. Attention is a hell of a drug. Women, young women, it's young men of soldiers. You could tell they were soldiers. Soldiers, because I live in a military town, and there was a group of them, and they had some reserved lanes, right? One of the young boys, a bonnet. He had on a bonnet, and it was a multicolored bonnet. Dora fucking pause. I could not believe my fucking eyes. And he was walking around like he was the shit. You can't do 2 weeks, Donna. Moon feather is needed. Exactly. Oh, that was Ginger. Okay. I heard him talk. Ginger. I didn't know that was her. Okay. I was thinking that was somebody Bobby was creeping with. That's who I thought that was. So thanks for the correction. I thought, because the way they were responding to each other during the lectures, like, yeah, these two been intimate. So, okay, now that makes sense. That's Ginger. Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying. These children are learning both at home and social media. I mean, because look, ladies, and they know that these young girls, they're not going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to men, period. Someone has told them it is okay to go outside looking any kind of way. Shit, they even listening to old heads like Monique, people who are telling them have some self-respect. But for the nigga, I had to call him that, a young nigga with a bonnet on, walking around like he was the shit. I can't tell you the amount of disgust I felt looking at that. I door like, no, the fuck you didn't. Come outside with a bonnet on, a dude. They are getting this behavior from somewhere, y'all. Okay, this is worse than the crackhead generation. It's worse than that. All right, they are learning this shit somewhere. Okay. Am I making any sense? Is everybody here? Y'all all right? Talk to me. Like, where does this, if suppose suppose people are learning values and morals at home, okay? So where are they getting this other behavior from, all right? Where does it begin, y'all? What is the solution to all of this? I mean, we have men dressing as women with sons, so I'm not shocked anymore. Point taken. You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. I just was like, it for a loop to see that. Or it couldn't have been no more than like 18, 19. You know what I mean? So yeah, for the most part, I'm going to say job well done, mission accomplished. On children. When you see shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to show y'all something else. Because ladies, y'all got to know that y'all have so much power. You know what I'm saying? So much power. It's ridiculous how much power y'all have. Putting the blame, and I'm not when I say that, but it's just there's a lot when it comes to women.
Gotta show my Village Voice pictures here.
Show y'all another clip here. Y'all all right? Kind of quiet today. If we don't teach them at home, the world will always fill that void. Point taken. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know, because even children taught at home mimic the mentality of the world to fit in. I think the fact everyone wants to fit in is the exactly that is exactly my point. Exactly. Y'all are on it. Totally agree. When it comes to feminine power, though, ladies, y'all have so much power. Check out this.
For instance, when you go to church, there's a lot that goes on in the Christian church that even the people in there don't understand it. Have no clue. Even the minister have not a clue. The women jumping up and down and all this kind of stuff. Whenever you see a woman come into church with these big hats on, every time a woman came into church, the church woman always represented the sacred prostitute or the temple whore, which whore today has a very negative imprint in your mind, whereas the whore of yesterday was a woman who only slept with the elite of the society. It was a pleasure to do so, you see. The strongest, great high priest, warrior, whatever. She would go into temple. She had to have her head covered. She had to wear some kind of hat. You see, the temple whore, which is synonymous with Hathor. The women who go into church today don't even know why they wear hats in church. The hats they wear in church is dealing with hat. Today's woman became the hat whore. Hathor is dealing with heavy metaphysical science, which we have no idea of what's going on. But what else is very interesting, a what Sefer Manel had mentioned is that the Hathor is the cow, which makes the moo sound. Moo, which is dealing with Moo Atlantis. You see? Older women going with these big, wild, funny-looking hats. That one person going to church praising. Science is our nature. All this symbology and science that we talk, metaphysical and occult, is our nature. And Cinderella talked about stepping outside the gym. But as I said before, the Templars, Sekhmet, the alligator deity and the water, the hippo, were all part of creating this particular person or this particular energy.
Did y'all hear what he said? They have made the sacred whore, the whore of Babylon, something negative, where the sacred whore slept with the elite. It was a privilege and a pleasure to do that. And now you got these rappers, these female rappers especially, feminine power and just giving, you know what I'm saying? Patriarchy for 2,000 plus years, not much we can change, otherwise we wrapped this up long ago. What's up, Nay the Great? Hey, you're absolutely right. One of the most powerful Goetia demons is Astaroth. Astaroth. Okay? Power of divination, conceived in the past. He has a lot of power, right? Guess who? Astaroth, if you never heard me before, Astaroth was Ishtar. So I might be repeating myself. As a matter of fact, I know I am. Ishtar, okay, in Babylon, was changed into Astaroth. Male patriarchy. Absolutely correct. Okay. So they've actually fucked up that you see now inwards. What's going on, D? What's going on, everybody? I know I've probably said some of these things before. I don't mean to be redundant. I truly don't. I really, really don't. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm just saying, y'all might be tired of hearing me say it. Okay. But it has to be said, though. You know, this is why I stress learning magic and spirits. Y'all living in an insane world. Insane. Remember, I've said I was meditating like 3 times a week. I'm now doing it every day. Every time I go out in public, I got to come home and cleanse myself every time. Okay? That's how much negative and nasty, toxic energy is out here. All right? So what do? Into spirituality, something, anything at this point, anything, you know, raise your vibration, y'all. I'm damn near pleading with y'all to do these things. I want to be like one of the only ones with my mind intact on the other end of this. Okay. Remember, all the prophecies of old are being fulfilled right now. And you know what one of the prophecies was? One of the Noble Drew Ali's prophecy. One day, women will be after men like rabbits. That was one. I'm paraphrasing. That's not quote Ali said. And Noble Drew Ali's prophecies are coming true. The Mayan prophecies are coming true. Indian tribes or natives. Their prophecies now. Azazel needs constant rotation. I totally agree with that. I try to show clips of him as much as I can, respectfully, as much as I can. You know, if you look at enough of his lectures, you'll see he's bringing up C. Freeman L as much as he could. I have to get back to dream walking again. I got disconnected for a while. Sometimes I put in earplugs to stay grounded because sometimes spirit want to take me everywhere. Yeah, I still lived in Philadelphia. If I had to travel, and I often did, if I had to travel, I had headphones on. I had music blasting in my ears, especially as I was on the subway. Constant. It's a madhouse. I wrote several poems about it, living in Philadelphia. And from what my people back home say, it's much, much worse. I haven't lived there since 2005. And now it's much, much worse. Okay. Yo, what's going on, brother Moore? You're not late. You're right on time. Everything from the red and blue Kachina to Daniel's happening right now. Exactly. All the I've never seen a more disgusting and destructive culture than the one that exists now. Raise children during this time is best wise to have a plan to keep from the system. Very wise words from Donna. She's absolutely correct. It is disgusting, destructive, much so. Philly is zombie land. Nay the Great, my people all the time. I could not go back. I don't tell. When I was in the Navy and I was traveling, you probably heard me say this before. When I was young, I love bragging about being from Philadelphia. I love bragging. I could tell. I wore back then like the cross colors, gold, and every early 90s. Yeah, I live in Texas. I do. Philly zombie land, especially if you look at any of the clips on YouTube about Kensington. When I was growing up, Kensington, if you watch The Wire in season 3, Bunny Colvin made Amsterdam. That is what Kensington is like. It's exactly like that. You can go, there's a person called Philly Captain that writes through Kensington to show you the conditions there. Kensington used to be a working class military. Not anymore. It is horrible now. I want to use earplugs, but in my building, we have pay move. Have to pay attention at all times. These people are something else. What's up, Caribbean Grimoire? Storm Crystal, Adam Carroll, welcome. Peace and wholeness, Storm Crystal. Yeah, because I get drained when I'm trying to sleep. Then everyone and their mama want to come talk to me like I'm sleeping. I don't know why spirit wait till I'm sleeping. Right. Like as soon as my head hits the pillow, here comes my ancestors wanting to talk in my ear. Me and my wife was literally talking about Philly. Are you all? What's going on, Angeles Carter? You know, I want another clip. We're gonna stay on Azazel though. Okay. Now,
This is no human ID. A lie that is known to be a lie is a lie that even intelligent persons accept as fact. A lie that has been inculcated in a little child around its mother's knee is more than a creeping pestilence. Popular lies have ever been the most potent enemies of personal liberty. There's only one way to deal with them: carry core, just as cancers are. Exterminate them root and branch, annihilate them, or they will us.
Now, something else that I wanted to actually get into, dealing with the creation of this Baphomet. Remember, again, the symbol of Baphomet originates in one of the earliest symbols of Baphomet was the crocodile and the hippo deity coming out of Egypt, which was later changed into a dragon, which later changed also into this particular gargoyle, and then from the gargoyle onto this particular Baphomet artist drawing, which Eliphaz Levi is this person who actually claims to be the originator of this drawing. And he says, this is a picture of him here, he says that he gets it from off the top of the temple of the Knights Templars. And we talked about so-called Satan taking Jesus to the pinnacle of the temple. So you have to understand the symbology here, also dealing with the Bible. But Eliphaz Levi was, in actuality, Pascal Beverly Randolph, who lived for a period of time in Harlem, lived down in Lower Manhattan also, and then later upstate New York. But Pascal Beverly Randolph and Eliphaz Levi are contemporaries, and Levi, when he met Pascal Beverly Randolph, was very excited about some of the information that he had relayed to him. And most of the symbology that you see on Baphomet or Pan is actually a lot of the symbology that Levi had received Beverly Randolph. What's also very interesting about this particular symbol is that it is a symbol of a goat. And most of the Rosicrucians, when you see the Rosicrucians, they are wearing a goatee. Go back and look at pictures of Francis Bacon and various other Rosicrucians. But here's a picture of Albert Pike, who also learned much from Pascal Beverly Randolph, who later formed the doctrine in which the Ku Klux Klan and many other organizations, Masonic organizations, now use. But Albert Pike was also not a Rosicrucian, but he did learn a lot from Pascal Beverly Randolph. And of course, they take this information and use it against us. And here is Napoleon III, who is another person who cherished the writings of Pascal Beverly Randolph. Pascal Beverly Randolph was actually the ambassador of the Rosicrucians from New York City, America, to France, England, and various other places around the world. He was the later representation of this Count Saint Germain, who he was actually taught by. Now, there are various figures that came in contact with Randolph. Writings, even today, are still hidden. But here, Aleister Crowley later ciphered many of the doctrines of Pascal Beverly Randolph into his writings, and even in the Holy Book of Thelema claimed that he came in contact with a black angel that he needed to write his particular book.
Understand that. This is why we call him the father of Western occultism. They learned from Pascal Beverly Randolph, and yet they still hide who he is. Remember, if you read anything about the law, will note that the way he described the man, he described him as a brother, and the garb that he wore, the garb that he wore was that of a Moor. You know what I'm saying? Me and Azazel Bey had this conversation one day, and I was like, so AWAS is actually Pascal Beverly Randolph. I asked him that, and he kind of, well, like he was trying to tell me, draw your own conclusions. But he also told me I got to do my own research. He led me, I mean, he taught me stuff, but he also, you know, encouraged me to do your own research. Like, you know, Albert Pike and you know, fucking Aleister Crowley and Madame Blavatsky. They all revere Pascal Beverly Randolph's works, especially Blavatsky. You know what I'm saying? I'm always saying, I think if memory serves me correctly, stories were, to put it in my language. I mean, who knows? Right? But I said in one group, I was like, you bitch stole his work. You know what I'm saying? So this is why he headed the Rosicrucians, and he did a lot of magical writings that people copied. Like they copied. Okay. The range is modeled after Pascal Rand, and to this day, they hide who he is, who he truly is and was. About headphones. Uh, you look at the law this morning. Albert Pike, my uncle loved this guy teaching. My uncle was high-ranking Freemason. Okay. So it should surprise you about Pascal Beverly Randolph. This is one of Azazel's better lectures, I should say. I shouldn't say better, best lecture. This one is called The Sermon of Dracula, what I was just showing you. Just like people don't know who Pascal Beverly Randolph is and was, the same with Azazel Bey, the exact same. Okay, he skipped over. All right, his teachings are so fucking relevant, so relevant. Y'all talking a lot in here. I listened to the Meditative Mind channel, cleansing and release deep clearly leaves me refresh, even some help with astral travel. Excuse me. But yes, you are correct. They immortalize Aleister Crowley, but never really speak on the original Beverly Randolph. And let's look at that. He died broke and alone. Crowley did. Mixing sex magic with drugs, guaranteed failure. Guaranteed failure. You know, and that's what he did. Okay. The guy who killed Pascal Beverly admitted, fit of rage, that he killed him. Okay. Pascal Beverly Randolph. And like I said, Doctor Strange is modeled after him. All right. They even try to make him look white. Okay. They're going to keep doing that. They're in charge of the media. So get used to that. All right. Same thing with C. A lot of people won't stay and pay attention to him because he is dry. He is dry. He's very monotone. Okay. But the information is what you should take. Information. It's galactic information. That makes sense? The information though. We don't like to pay attention to shit. I want to go here. Give me a second, y'all. Trying to open up something here.
Longer. I want to bring forward to you brother Bobby Hemmett, a brother that's born right here in Los Angeles. He's a not gay white boy. Yeah, we know that shit. Oh, when it comes to the government welfare, what they gave to the Indians and the oppressors, you can tell me you
To open up a hotel in D.C. February 27th of New York Times. Just look up. They ain't got the 4 Mondays in a month. Monday, New York Times, February 1997. New York Times, February 1997. You can go, you go to the library and they got the periodicals. You probably can find it on the internet, on the front page. And you don't get on the front page of not the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. Let's correct that. You don't get on the front page of the Wall Street Journal because they don't even use pictures. They use engravings. And they got him all engraved with his slick back hair on the front page. You don't get on the front page of the Wall Street Journal not unless you down with the government. Tell the truth. You see. But do you know that Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the last, Honorable Martin Luther King met with Elijah Muhammad for 3 hours and bared witness that the white man was the devil. He said, yeah, we know that shit. That same Martin Luther King, even he didn't buck that when the knowledge came down. He said, yeah, you shit, you know that. And do you know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him, say, look, man, he said, get your wife and your children and bring them to Chicago. He said, because if you leave out of here today, this will be the last time I see you again. He was going to protect him and offer to protection. He said, if you leave out of here today, we will never see you again. And Martin Luther King said, I know, man. Because you're like a government agent. You get your orders, you know it's time up. He knew the last speech was coming down, and he sounded like Malcolm on that thing. You see, but it's interesting how things go down. How things go down.
What, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong when I say this, though. But what can we actually do with that now? I mean, these days we have more knowledge than when Bobby gave that particular lecture. You know what I'm saying? There's still people out here who say the white man is the devil still. All right, so we know that, but they're black devils too. So race actually does not matter. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter. There are all kinds of devils out here. And as I pointed out before, there's actually people behind the scenes pulling the strings on everybody. All right? Everybody. Okay? I'm not saying what Bobby said was irrelevant. I'm not saying that. Okay? But here is where discernment is important. Okay? Because Bobby Hemmett has also said that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was an agent. I've heard him say it myself. Okay? Take it or leave it. He is, but I listen to him while doing other stuff so the conscious can pick up the info. Oh, okay. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? getting someone to read beyond a meme these days is an exercise really in futility. It really is.
What? So that means that you're supposed to be learning some shit. Somebody that came in and got your ass looking the other way.
They say, well, why do they not learn, the ancient people?
Why do they not learn?
They say because the intruders cause luxury. That's it.
Money.
Needful things, physical things. You're always shopping, consumers. But it says that the Christ who is to come is in all of us. Now, let's go beyond that so you can get past the bullshit. Because you're stuck in religion and all that's fake. All of it.
All of it.
You just got to understand what you need to go directly study. And that's the key. So you can argue about history all day long. All religions are fake.
All of them.
The priest learned something different than the average citizen. And you got to understand the breakdown of the esoteric part, and you got it. You can bypass the bullshit. And let's break this down. There's your esoteric, which means hidden, and exoteric, which means outer, which everybody gets. Exoteric is moral teachings. Pray to God and hope you don't bump into nothing. The exoteric is what the masses get. The priests get the esoteric, the mystical. Your esoteric to Christianity is Gnosticism. Gnosis, Gnosticism. So bypass the Christianity, go to the Gnosticism. If you Hebrew, your esoteric to Hebrew or Judaism is Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic system. If you Islamic, the esoteric is Sufism. Original name is Malianism. That was some stuff that Islam came from. But the Cushite Arabians, who Muhammad's father was, Muhammad knew certain things, and they carved all that little shit up, and Bilal basically wrote that thing. Bilalianism is what that is, and that's the Hebrew, the Ethiopian. So Gnosticism, Sufism, and Kabbalistic is your esoteric. Then you have your esoteric cultures before religion. Your esoteric cultures, Kemet, you see the Kemetic stuff? Now, Samaria and Mesopotamia and all of that type of stuff, that is nothing but provinces of Kemet. You see what I'm saying? Even in Kitzkill's book, he said when Egypt ruled the East, they got a big old square on where Kemet ruled, and all of that stuff, the white boys calling it Mesopotamia and Babylonia and all that now, but all that is northeast Cam, Ethiops, Kush, Indus Kush.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. So y'all heard what he said, right? This is why I'm always pushing Gnosticism, because that's the esoteric part of Christianity. And like he said, Judaism, Kabbalah, right? And Islam, Sufism, okay? One part for the masses, one part for the initiates, all right? What Konami said is very, very true here. Elijah, Marcus, Nova, they were all agents. Much like all movies are double agents, but Spirit uses all vessels for community and community. It's up to us to discern and see it for what it is. Profound statement right there, sir. Thank you very much for saying that. Okay? Thank you for saying that. You're absolutely correct. Discernment. I'm always saying discernment. You have to dig deeper. I did a whole live about digging deeper. You can't get surface knowledge nowadays and think you have it all. You have to dig deeper. Otherwise, you can just continue to live your life, live within the matrix, like Cypher, and be blissfully ignorant to all of it. Pay bills and die. Let everybody else run your own reality. Said actual occult knowledge does well anymore. It's just this made up BS that people want to hear that makes them feel good. Right. Exactly. Even when you have to become a pope or a big church, those pastors are sent to Israel to read the actual Bible and at the Vatican in its original language. You're gonna burst some black people bubble. They ain't ready to hear Ethiopians had their own spiritual practice before Islam. Are people still in denial about that? They don't want to hear the truth. How about that, Donna? Y'all give Donna a hand for what she just said. Absolutely, absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the benefits of learning magic. There are spirits who help you grow spiritually, help you learn the truth about things. There are actual incantations for learning, for memory. Okay? It's not just about, and I've been saying this forever, it's not about getting as much ass as you can or securing a bag. There are other things that you can get. You can grow spiritually with magic. Okay? You can grow, raise your vibrations, create your own reality, like physically create your own reality. See what I'm saying? So where does it all begin? Someone asked me, why didn't you teach your kids magic? Your children. I don't like saying the word kids. They weren't interested. Period, point blank. They were not interested. They love that I do it, but they're not interested. Neither one of them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not for everybody. Did you hear what the clip I played earlier? What Bobby said is usually only one per family, one person. Yeah. It is what it is. I wasn't going to force it on them, you know. Donna, applause, absolutely. I can see it as I get more in knowledge. They always seem to deter our so-called messiahs. Yeah. What was it? They have lied about everything concerning Africa, Ethiopia, Kush. They have lied about all of that. Okay? All of it. Don't take my word for it. They've hidden the land called Timbuktu. They've hid all of this. Okay? This is something the spirits can actually help you with. I can't stress this enough, y'all.
Called the God of the perfect black, Osiris. And that is the melanin inside of you.
The God of the dead is called the sleeping God, the sleeping Buddha, or the God that rests. He's inside of you in the tomb. He is the pineal God, the Kundalini God that rests inside of you. And he is the God of the dead. The God of the living is an illusionary God. Now let's break this down. It says right here that the God that controls the heavens between the earth and the heavens, so that means he's not all the way in the universe whatever. He does not possess the nourishment for all mortal living creatures. It is the core that bears the fruit. Now when they're talking about that, they're talking about not the core of the earth. They're talking about the physical. They're talking about the body. And they're talking about the core. They're talking about the deepest part of the subconscious. That's called a mentor. That's called hell. That's called the dark side. Now, what does this dark side mean? When Rome came together and they decided that they want to take you and put you into slavery by worshiping something while they can reap the damn benefits by ruling over your ass, by giving you a religion to worship, not the same thing you got right now. You can't do shit right now. You can't go and go down. If it wasn't for damn Jesus, you would have been marched downtown and burnt down all them cracker buildings and stabbed all them little white babies that's going to grow up and kill you later. You'd have been to kill them, but it's this old moralistic religion that's holding your ass back from taking back your goddamn planet. You see? You see? Now, what happened? When religion became the ward of the Roman government, they said we must outlaw all esoteric teachings. The dark side means the deepest part of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind creates everything for you that you need.
Listen.
You cannot do anything on this earth until you convince your subconscious mind that it can be done. So the only thing you do with, some people say, I know there's a Jesus because he healed me. No. What happened is you tapped into the archetypes of the collective unconsciousness, which is the deepest part of the subconscious, and you use Jesus as an entity or a deity to signal the own latent forces of the subconscious mind, and your own subconscious mind healed you. If you was taught that Mickey Mouse was a god when you was a baby, Mickey Mouse can have the same healing characteristics, because we're talking about convincing the goddamn subconscious mind. It is your inner God self that healed you. You just use Jesus as the deity. Some people say so one brother said, well, brother, you say that Jesus don't exist. I've seen brothers go in the church and get off crack. I say, you right. What they did is they used the deity that they knew since they were a child and they believed in. And they took that same deity, and by believing in that deity strong enough, they tapped into the latent forces that is the healing forces of the melanin in the subconscious mind and triggered a goddamn healing process. And by them being ignorant of the process of how the soul and how the spirit works, they blame it on some goddamn white man with stringy ass hair. And saying this white man did this shit. Or for the new niggas, this black man did this shit. And they don't understand that ye are gods. Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? John chapter 10, verse 34, 37. And the scriptures cannot be broken.
Okay, did y'all hear all of that? Okay. Again, this is one of my favorite Bobby Hemmett videos. He talks for 7 hours. 7 hours. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm complaining after talking on here for 1 hour. But Bobby talks for 7 hours. It's called The Black Mystical Agenda. It is now fully on YouTube. Okay? Your Subconscious Mind. There's a book that everyone should read called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Okay? Libraries where the lies are buried. How about that? Exactly. Yes, separating our people from our ancestral practices was a big part that they said they needed to do to take over Africa. Otherwise, they knew we wasn't going. Surprisingly, another two spiritual systems who have influenced each other is Ifa and Hermeticism. Anubis is the Nigerian deity Anubai. The two they keep it. They're afraid of their own power. That's why they're wrapped in this fake Jesus entity that doesn't exist. Let me go watch this. Facts, like when he healed himself with the peach soda because he didn't have golden seal. Exactly. You felt your kundalini rising? Right. Black Mystical Agenda, 7 hours long. It is in my top 5, at least my top 5 all-time Bobby Hemmett videos. Black Mystical Agenda. He goes in for 7 hours. And here, after 1 hour, I'm getting off of here. But thanks for joining me. I do appreciate y'all always. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Sister Moonfeather. What she's doing is very much needed. Thanks to everyone who came today. I enjoy y'all. I love interacting with y'all. Okay. I will see y'all next time. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your afternoon. Stay warm. Stay warm. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Continue to stock because you never know. You know what I'm saying? As always, the one and only Magick Required. I will see y'all next time, which is probably Tuesday. All right. Namaste. Peace.